Chandamama Ramayan, 48th part. With Rama, whose mind was disturbed by sorrow, Vibhishan revealed another important matter. Brahma told Indrajit, "Whoever fights with you in the midst of the Nikumbhila Homam, death awaits you at his hands." Now the opportunity to disrupt that Homam has been found. Thereafter, obtaining the order of Rama, Lakshman, accompanied by Sugriv, Hanuman, Vibhishan and the army of monkeys, started out to disrupt the Homam of Indrajit and kill him. The army of demons stood obstructing their path. Vibhishan said to Lakshman that the army of demons must be destroyed before Indrajit completes the Homam. If that army is destroyed, Indrajit will come out even if he has not finished the Homam. Then he can be finished off easily. Hearing these words, the army of monkeys pounced upon the demons. Both sides fought fiercely. Monkeys and demons also died in large numbers, but the demons could not stand before the monkeys and got scared. Hearing this news, Indrajit got up before the completion of the Homam and boarded the chariot. The army of demons swarmed around his chariot. But Hanuman assumed a mountain-like form and began striking down the demons with huge trees. Demons in thousands surrounded Hanuman. Hanuman fought terribly at once with all those demons who were using various kinds of weapons on him. Seeing Hanuman killing the demons continuously, Indrajit drove his chariot towards him. Hanuman, who was severely wounded by the arrows shot by Indrajit, "O evil one, if you really have valor, fight with me with bare hands without weapons," said and went towards him. "Indrajit can kill Hanuman with arrows. You go and confront Indrajit and kill him by fighting," said Vibhishan to Lakshman. Immediately both together went towards Nikumbhila. It was beneath a shami tree that resembled a dark demonis. Here Indrajit offers sacrifices to spirits and starts for the war. Lakshman, before Indrajit enters the shami tree, destroy him along with the horses and the charioteer, said Vibhishan. Lakshman quickly went and stood at the base of the shami tree and invited Indrajit to come for a war with him. Indrajit, without saying anything to Lakshman, turned towards Vibhishan and said, "Vibhishan, you have no pride for your clan. Having been born and raised on this soil, how did you intend harm to me? You have neither kinship, nor affection, nor righteousness. Leaving your people, you became a servant to enemies. Rather than being with respect among your people, being as a lowly person with enemies became acceptable to you. Your intellect has perished. That is why you encouraged Lakshman and brought him to the shami tree to cause an obstacle to my Homam. No one else would do such a deed." To those words, Vibhishan said, "Why do you speak like this as if you do not know about me? I may have been born as a demon, but mine is not a demonic nature. I left my own elder brother only because I could not tolerate unrighteousness. Even a good person becomes a sinner if he stays attached to sinners. Evil serpents must be kept away. Coveting others' wealth and others' women and not trusting friends are causes for destruction. Your father and you too are going to die. You who killed the illusory Sita and caused insult to Rama and Lakshman are not fit to be alive. Die in the hand of Lakshman and go to hell." Indrajit with great anger donned weapons and boarded the chariot and said to Lakshman, who was on the back of Hanuman, "In the night war I made you and your elder brother faint with my arrows. Either you must have forgotten that, or death must have come near for you." To that Lakshman said, "O demon, you slay only with words. True slaying is beyond your power. A man of action does not speak boastful words. You fought without being visible to us like a thief. That is not a deed done by a hero. While being visible in front like this, show what your prowess is." The very next moment Indrajit shot Lakshman with his sequence of intense arrows with extreme speed and made a lion roar. Lakshman also hit Indrajit with cruel arrows. Both continued the war equally. In the middle, Vibhishan cautioned Lakshman, "The courage of Indrajit is diminishing. Paleness is appearing in his face. Kill him as soon as possible." Truly, for a moment Indrajit lost consciousness due to the arrows of Lakshman and recovered immediately. Again both continued the war. Both fighting with extreme determination grievously wounded one another. Watching their war, Vibhishan also felt like fighting. He, along with his 4 ministers, while slaying the demons, said, "O monkey heroes, now the only hero left for Ravana is Indrajit. You yourselves have killed all the remaining people. He is the son of my elder brother, therefore I cannot kill him. Lakshman will do that deed. You kill the demons who are a support to Indrajit and help in the death of Indrajit." The monkey heroes, wagging their tails with much enthusiasm and making lion roars, attacked the demons. In the meantime, Lakshman killed the charioteer of Indrajit. Indrajit continued the war driving his chariot himself. At that time 4 monkey heroes fell upon the chariot horses of Indrajit and killed them. They smashed and cast aside his chariot. Indrajit descended to the ground and continued the war with Lakshman. He said to his demons, "I will go secretly into the city and return with another chariot. You stand obstructing and keep fighting with the monkeys. See that the monkeys do not come as an obstacle to my path." Without being known when he went away into the city of Lanka from behind the demons. He returned to the battlefield on another chariot and confronted Lakshman and Vibhishan. Both admired the cleverness of Indrajit, who appeared in another chariot without knowing when he had left. Again Indrajit and Lakshman continued the war. Once again Lakshman killed the charioteer of Indrajit. But the chariot horses moved the chariot in the manner it should move even without the need for a charioteer. Indrajit along with Lakshman shot arrows on Vibhishan too. Vibhishan was enraged and killed the chariot horses of Indrajit with his make. Indrajit leaped to the ground, took a sword and threw it upon Vibhishan. Lakshman cut it into 10 pieces with his arrows. Afterwards Indrajit and Lakshman used divine weapons upon each other. When they touched each other sparks, flames, and smoke burst forth. After destroying each other weapons for some more time, Lakshman cut off the head of Indrajit with a divine weapon. Vibhishan and the monkeys made a lion roar. The demons fled. Having killed Indrajit and caused boundless joy to the monkeys, Lakshman taking Hanuman and Vibhishan along went to the place where Sugriv and Rama were. As soon as Lakshman told that Indrajit is dead, Rama embraced him and said, "Now Ravana is as good as dead. Lakshman, what you have done is a very great deed." Sushena, who is an expert in medicine, came and removed the arrows that had pierced Lakshman and Vibhishan and treated them. The monkey soldiers started jumping with enthusiasm. As soon as he heard that Indrajit, who had conquered even Devendra, died in the hand of Lakshman, Ravana fainted. He regained consciousness and grieved for Indrajit for a long time and with unbearable rage said, "Why should Sita, who constantly thinks of Rama, remain alive?" Saying so, he unsheathed the sword and started out quickly to the place where Sita was. Ministers and wives followed him and came. When ministers tried to restrain him, Ravana did not listen. Sita saw his fierce form from that distance itself and feared that death had neared her. She regretted for not having gone to Rama that day itself by climbing on the back of Hanuman. Finally, a minister named Suparshva stood in the way of Ravana and said, "Why should a wise man like you kill a woman? If you can make Sita submissive to you, show all this anger upon Rama. Today is Krishna Chaturdashi. Start the war effort and fight with Rama and Lakshman tomorrow on the day of Amavasya." Liking the words spoken by Suparshva, Ravana returned home. He said to his commanders, "Today all of you go and fight with Rama. Even if you cannot kill him, I will kill Rama easily tomorrow, who will be weakened by fighting with you." As the demons started out for war and carried out a terrible episode of war on the monkeys, Rama took the lead and annihilated them in lakhs with his arrows. The cries of distress of the wives of the demons who died in the city of Lanka touched the sky. Now Ravana himself started out to kill Rama and Lakshman. Along with him Mahapashva and Mahodra and Virupaksha and others started out on chariots. All together went towards the northern gate where Rama and Lakshman were. Knowing that the demon army was coming prepared for war, the monkeys also stood ready for the war. Ravana, while killing the monkeys in immense numbers with his arrows, started going to the place where Rama was. Seeing that, Sugriv showered a rain of mountain rocks on the demon armies and started killing demons also in immense numbers. Then Virupaksha leaped from the chariot onto an elephant and came to fight with Sugriv. Sugriv fought terribly with him and killed first the elephant and afterwards Virupaksha too. Seeing his armies depleting, Ravana ordered Mahodra to destroy the monkey army. Sugriv fought with Mahodra too for a long time and finally killed him. The monkeys made lion roars. In the meantime, Mahapashva went upon the army of Angada and did a duel with Angada and after some time gave up his life in his hand. Seeing the 3 ministers who came with him die, Ravana with great anger went upon Rama and started the war. Both used great weapons upon each other. They annihilated each other's weapons. Finally, they hit each other with arrows in vital spots. During the time when Rama, having severely wounded Ravana, was taking rest, Lakshman strung his bow and shattered Ravana's banner and bow. Vibhishan took the make and killed the chariot horses of Ravana. Ravana descended down from the chariot and used a Shakti weapon upon his younger brother Vibhishan. Lakshman cut that Shakti weapon on the way itself with his arrows. Seeing that Ravana took a still bigger Shakti weapon and whirled it and was about to throw it on Vibhishan, Lakshman, while troubling Ravana with his arrows, caused a disruption to his effort. Ravana, with great anger, threw that Shakti weapon upon Lakshman itself. It lodged deep in Lakshman's chest. Lakshman fell down. Rama, seeing that, with unbearable rage shot very terrible arrows upon Ravana and pained him severely. Ravana could not withstand the onslaught of Rama and fled. Chandamama Ramayan, 48th part is complete. For now, Swasti.